back. It's the UKNO podcast.
Let's
episode
go.
8, I think.
Let's go. Something like that.
We're officially professionals. We're on Apple Music or Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcast now. It's your boy Jay Kraft.
It's Mike Watts.
And we're here for another episode of the UKNO podcast. How we doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's been an interesting week so far. I think it's it's been nice weather out, which is the biggest thing. Honestly, once we get there, it's over. Like, it's summer already in Chicago. I'm here. You see the shirt. You know what it is. How's life down
Summer
south?
vibes already. I mean, it's good. It's Missouri. I was talking to my uncle on the way home from work today, and he asked how Missouri was. I said, well, still Republican.
Okay. It is what it is, man. I mean, especially living out there for however many years you have now, you kind of know it comes with the territory. Like,
Yeah.
It's one of those places. I mean, at least when I lived in Iowa, I lived in like a Democrat area at least, but it's still Iowa. Like, you can't change what it is.
Okay. Yeah, Iowa's going to Iowa, Missouri's going to Missouri, and Chicago's going to Chicago. But, I mean, summer's coming up. It's golf season.
Bet.
Tiger just tanked at the Masters, which...
Is that for real?
That kind of sucked, but he's back.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, that's whack. I didn't know Tiger tanked. I thought he was decent. People were building him up so much that I didn't even see the Masters, and I just assumed he did well. Sad.
Yeah, I mean, he played well Thursday and Friday, and he made the cut, which, I mean, coming back from the car accident that he had is wild because
Facts.
I think he was at a position where he almost, like, lost limbs and shit. So to go from that to a couple months later, I don't even think it was maybe a full year. It might have been more than a year. I don't know. Don't fact check me. But regardless,
I think it was.
From a traumatic ass accident like that, where you're talking about maybe losing legs and stuff like that, to be playing in the Masters and making the cut, with that being your first competitive professional golf event since that accident.
Is that for real?
Impressive.
This is the first one?
Yeah, it's the first one. He did actually professional. Yeah, he might have done like a father-son tournament with his kid, because his kid's like a prodigy amongst prodigies.
I'd believe that. That's crazy. He's Tiger's son, man. I gotta believe he passed down not only the genes, but already some, great wisdom as it comes to the game of golf. How old is this kid?
I want to say, I think he's grade school. He's not like high school age yet.
Damn, he's a prodigy already?
Just based on what I see of him on ESPN, which is wild. Like, you're that old and you're on ESPN?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A little bit of nepotism, but at the same time, man, that sounds amazing. He's probably good as fuck.
Yeah.
Another season it is, right? Since we're getting into summer here, is baseball season. Do you still watch baseball?
Not really. I mean, I follow baseball. I'll start watching baseball like after the All-Star break.
That makes sense.
Because that's when it's like, I don't have NBA playoffs. I don't have NHL playoffs. I've got no football, like nothing. Yeah. And so I might as well just watch baseball. I need some sort of sports in my life. I need something to fill that void, right?
I agree. The baseball playoffs are cool. I mean, any playoff sport is cooler than the regular season, but baseball has so many games. I mean, it's kind of like, actually, what has the most? Baseball has the most by far, right?
Oh, yeah. They play over 100 games.
Sheesh. That's insanity. But at the same time, like, there's just so many of them, you can't care about every single game during the season. But what's going on with baseball?
No, it's hard to follow baseball for that many games. You got to, like, really be... That's got to be your number one sport, to be following it every game. Like, I keep up with the White Sox. I, like, know if we win or if we lose. I know if we're, like, dog shit like we have been for the past 5 years up until last year and the year before.
Facts.
I mean, I'll follow. I'm not going to take time out of my day to make sure I watch the game, but, I'll keep up with it.
Exactly. All right, bet. Well, shit. What's going on in the world of baseball so far?
Well, opening day is always a big deal, right?
Yeah,
Did you see the Jack White national anthem? No?
I did not, actually, no.
So he came out, he's from Detroit, came out with like neon electric blue hair. My man was looking crazy in like a Detroit Tigers Leatherman jacket.
Oh, damn.
And just crushed the national anthem on the guitar with a little bit of a backup band, but just strictly electric guitar. And he had what it's called, the when you put like the little long ass silver ring on your finger to fuck with the strings.
Yeah, the slide.
Yeah. He had one of those, and it was one of the more interesting national anthems that I've seen in a long time. Really impressive from like a musical standpoint. But I feel like very often you don't get just a straight instrumental national anthem like that. And it was a very interesting rendition. I'd say play it, but I want to.
I'm saying, like, do you think? I think you get away with it if you want to play it.
You have it queued up on your end, because I don't know how I can play it.
Yep, I got it here. Let me just hop right in where it's at. So let's see.
Yeah, pop in a little bit.
Towards the end.
He's such a talented guitarist, man.
Oh my God, it's brutal.
Just shred it.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, bro. That's fucking brutal. Wow.
Yeah,
Jimi Hendrix is like, wow.
No,
Applauding.
for real. That's the vibe that I got was the Hendrix, because he played the national anthem at Woodstock, right? And did something like similar to that.
Yeah,
that's
definitely that.
The vibe that I got from watching that. But I was just excited to see Jack White out doing stuff.
Agreed.
I mean,
has he not been?
Well, he's like released music, but I don't think he's had like the pop that he used to have when he was with the White Stripes. I mean, he's gotten, I'm sure he's selling out concerts and he's putting out records and like decent music. Yeah. But I feel like he hasn't necessarily gotten the pop that he used to get when he was with the White Stripes.
That's so real. I mean, he definitely doesn't have the record label backing that he did when he was with the White Stripes and stuff like that. But I think he's even more what he wants. I think he is kind of underground, like folk legend of guitar playing at this point. You know what I mean? Like guitar hero, as it were. Like he's just very, the people that know him, like the fans of him that'll still listen to his music and stuff like that, are die-hard fans. Like, right? And that's what every artist really wants. So I think he's living his dream at this point. And I can tell by the hair, it looks like he's really living his dream at this point. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, he's going like full TikTok rock star mode.
Oh yeah,
he's embracing the younger generation.
Exactly. I'm sure they love him for it. Let's go. That's amazing.
But that was, Pops actually sent that to me and my brother, and said you have to check this out. And I mean, that's hands down. That's probably my favorite national anthem that I've seen in probably like the past like 5-10 years.
Definitely. No, I super agree with that. That shit was fucking hard. I mean, anytime that they can go away from just singing the national anthem, I think it's cooler. Last time I went to a Blackhawks game, it was a guy on the saxophone. I don't know who it was, but like killed it. I thought that shit was dope. Okay. Like hearing it sung by some operatic person is kind of played, right?
Yeah. Where's that? I was trying to find the saxophone one because I vaguely remember that like popping off on Twitter. Vaguely remember. But
that was
I can't
like a
find
minute
anything.
ago. Yeah.
But oh well. The Tigers, I think, went on to win that game because they beat the White Sox.
Damn.
Which, sad. But then the White Sox just waxed the floor with them in the second two games of the series, won the series, just beat Seattle today. So 3-1, pretty good start for the White Sox. I don't know what the Cubs are doing. I don't really care. But that's okay.
This is a Southside podcast. Let's go. We'd only fuck with Southside sports.
Southside from the West Side.
Cool. Yeah, to the West Side. Shout out. North Side, watch your back, Cubs. Nah, I'm just kidding. I know I got a lot of Cubs fans on here, so maybe I don't diss the Cubs right now. From the world of baseball to kind of football. So talking about Cam Newton on this one. So Cam Newton is getting scrutinized on social media for sexist comments regarding women.
I think the term dragged is very accurate right now.
And I believe it's pretty justified in this case. Like
very justified.
Some of the excerpts from this interview with Cam Newton are just like, why does this matter? And the things that I do agree with are so overshadowed by the things that I can't agree with that, like, Cam, what are you doing? Currently, is he on a team, do you know? Or is he free agent right
now? Free agent. He was with, I don't think he played last year. I know he's a free agent, right? Oh, no, he went to Carolina for like a cup of coffee halfway through the season. And they had like a big like welcome back Cam thing because they had Sam Darnold and then Sam Darnold got injured halfway through the season or something like that, and then Cam came back, and it was just a dumpster fire because he's not a good quarterback anymore. He hasn't been probably since they went to the Super Bowl and lost to Peyton and the Broncos.
Yeah, facts. Okay, so this is multiple times that he's gotten under fire for these comments type things. So, back in 2017, we got how he told a female reporter that it's funny to hear a female talk about routes in their questions. Like, what? First of all, there's so many women in sports reporting and stuff like that. Like, ridiculous that you would even get away with that for that point. So, teams were separating themselves from him anyway, but now he's going on a lot of podcasts and stuff doing that. And he says, now a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs. And I think a lot of times you get the aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, I'm this and that. No, baby, you can't cook. You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead. What the fuck?
It's a wild statement to make.
It's so wild for me to like the fact that he, after, having displayed being mad misogynistic in the past and, kind of whatever, he's already out of the NFL and stuff like that. But people keep giving Cam Newton and his luxurious outfits, I might add, but that's completely outside. I just want to dress like Cam. But giving him a platform to keep saying this type of shit, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you bring to the table, Cam Newton? Because clearly not being a football player anymore, so you're just a public figure who looks real nice and insults people. Like, all right, man. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to hear Cam Newton talk about routes no more because he doesn't know how to hit a receiver when they break in the route. He be throwing it left and right and bouncing off of the DB's helmet. He's not a good football player. He's washed. He got bounced from the Patriots. He tried to go back to Carolina. That just absolutely blew up in his face. And he's been washed for like quite a while. I feel like Cam is the type of person that needs attention. He needs people to like be talking about him. He craves that. He needs that eye on him. I feel like that's why he dresses so fly. He wearing like fucking rabbit's feet on his glasses and crazy shit. I mean, I do fuck with some of his fits. He does have some good fits. And
it's like
if
separating
I made as much
the artist
money
from the art. You know what I mean? You gotta separate the outfit from the fitter.
Like I can fuck with his outfits. Some of them are just like downright preposterous. The man needs to learn when to reel it back in on like the handkerchief or the ascots. But you can't be out there saying this stuff. If you have this opinion, that's one thing. I don't think you should have that opinion, but if you do, you should realize that opinion is wildly unpopular, and you should just bottle that shit up. You keep that on the low key. And don't be going on a podcast with a platform with millions of followers, a network as huge as Barstool, and just be blasting out your misogynistic viewpoints on how women are only valued by being able to cook and knowing when to shut up. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And a place like that too, like Barstool is the place to do that because that's a lot of their content. My boy Portnoy, that's a lot of his whole brand is kind of that type of humor and those kind of shows and stuff like that. But I know you're a Barstool fan, so
it is like it definitely is, and there are podcasts and like personalities there where that's kind of more their lane. But at the same time, dude, like the CEO of Barstool is a woman. The CEO, like the one that's making all the calls and that Dave Portnoy de facto reports to, is a woman. So, I mean, maybe before you go on a Barstool Network podcast, do a little bit of research on like who you're producing content with and maybe like rethink that thought on women in general.
Yeah, definitely that heavy on that part. And it's crazy to me, all these like alpha male, alpha Chad type dudes who are complaining that like women aren't traditional anymore, blah, 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 type shit. It's like, bro, what does what they have to do with you being a man? You know what I mean? Like, there are people out there who will be subservient to you if that's what you want, you fucking weirdo. But at the same time, like, you can be yourself without having to put down half the species, right? Like, that's the part that kind of pisses me off. And these people keep getting these kind of platforms, and now we're talking about it on the podcast, and it's like, what the fuck? But
well, it's like all these all these viewpoints are deeply rooted in a time in the world where you had to rely on the men because other men were trying to come to your village to kill everybody and then to rape your women. So
Big
like
facts.
we've progressed over the past several hundreds of years.
Or even
And
like
we don't-
nuclear families, like back in the
Yeah.
50s and shit, when 40s and 50s, when it was like the man went to work or whatever and the woman stayed home, blah blah blah. It's like it's definitely not now. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Two income households are very important.
It's ridiculous, and he comes across looking as like just an uneducated, washed up football player that, I mean, what is Cam Newton going to be doing that will be worth anything over like the next 5 to 10 years? What's he going to do? He's not fucking repping Oikos anymore. He's not repping Greek yogurt because he doesn't play in the NFL and they don't want to be associated with his bum ass.
Boom. He's not repping Greek yogurt. I am. Let's go.
But from
All right. Yeah, hit it.
from poor viewpoints talking about how women need to shut up to a woman that just won't shut the fuck up and really should. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a very conservative, very dumb
Yes.
blonde woman from Georgia that never should have gotten elected.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, you could say that about probably more than half of the politicians, but Marjorie Taylor Greene
Yes, agreed.
is well known for being like a Our America Network stan, constantly perpetuating things that are proven to be false.
QAnon
She was
believer.
big on. Yeah, she's a QAnon believer. She was huge on the election was rigged. COVID is fake. Basically, name a conspiracy theory, and she ran on that platform and somehow got elected. But she's from Georgia, so we're gonna give them a pass.
How many
but
representatives does Georgia have?
it's-
I'm curious.
I'd like to
continue. I'll figure out.
I wanna throw out a verbal meme of Michael Scott, my how the turntables, because Marjorie Taylor Greene, after the June 6th stuff,
Yeah.
was one of the staunch opposers to giving the Capitol Police people that had, the people that died, the people that stepped up during that insurrection. And they were up for like medals of honor, medals of freedom, just basically medals that said, hey, you did a really good job. Like you stepped up in a time of need when your country needed you and you answered the call. She said no. She compared them to the Gestapo and voted against giving them any sort of medal of recognition for their actions on that date. Now, fast forward
come on, man.
to April, and Jimmy Kimmel making a joke about the Will Smith slap and saying that somebody should slap Marjorie Taylor Greene and maybe shut her up. She decided to retweet or quote tweet the video, tag ABC, tag Jimmy Kimmel, and tag the Capitol Police, saying that this is a threat of violence against me and that I have filed a complaint with the Capitol Police and I have requested that they look into this incident and that they protect me from any future violence by the perpetrator, Jimmy Kimmel.
I hate it here.
What?
How just tone deaf and delusional can one person be? It just blows my mind. Like, you go from saying, no, you're the Gestapo, you don't deserve a medal for defending the Capitol from these crazy motherfuckers trying to breach the doors with guns and trying to hang politicians, to please protect me against these mean words from this late night talk show host. I'm so scared for my life. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Man, Marjorie Taylor Greene has a punchable ass face, man. She absolutely is on the wrong side of any single issue there could ever be. And that's the funniest thing, that she now not only is just on the wrong side of things, right? She has to be sheltered under her capital, her, national politician status. Like, wow, the people who you voted not to get the Medal of Honor because you're saying that the January 6th riot was justified, right? You are now saying should protect you. So if it's justified, first of all, right? I mean, I'm not even going to get into it. Her whole logic is just flawed at every level. And
she's delusional. Delusional
and so
is
is
the
everyone
definition
who
of
voted
delusional.
for her. Like, so there's 14 representatives of Georgia, right? So she is one of 14 in that state. And I don't understand how you could even get 1/14 of it that wrong. Like, that wrong. Wow. Who are the people that are leading us? You also have, like, Lauren Boebert or whatever, like, big gun rights activist from Colorado who is also on that same stuff. Not to mention 50 million men that are in the fucking... I don't know any of the representatives that are on bullshit that are, like, from Georgia and stuff like that. But, wow. Georgia...
It's I just don't know what to say, but wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's speechless. Like, I'm actually speechless.
Like you said, she's got a punchable face. Like, I don't support violence upon women. I don't. But I'd be hard pressed to not smack her. I mean, there's some people like Mitch McConnell and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, there's a list of like politicians, Ted Cruz, where if I see you in person, I might just like take a swing for the clout.
Yeah, this guy hit Ted Cruz today. I don't know. I don't support violence against anyone, for real. But it's just, yeah, I'd punch her in the face. I don't give a fuck. Like, I hope the Secret Service hears my threats. I don't even think people on the representatives get Secret Service, right? I think senators get Secret Service, maybe not representatives.
Dude, I think even the Secret Service would want to smack her in the face.
Yo,
I hate it here.
that's terrible. She's just on the wrong side of every single thing that's ever happened. So, yeah,
it's just, it's the is paradox the word I'm looking for? The paradox of the two conflicting opinions. Is that the right word?
I guess it's more like the
We'll say it's the right
juxtaposition,
word.
because like, yeah,
we
like
invented a word like 2 weeks ago. We can use paradox in that definition.
This is good. It's all gravy under the bridge, man. You know what I mean?
It's just wild. There's so many politicians out there that just need to like just check yourself every once in a while. Maybe like think, how is this going to be perceived if I send out this tweet? And then maybe just don't send it. Maybe just hit delete. Or maybe just save as draft and then come back to it tomorrow and give it a good night's rest to think, man, is this really a good thing to send out?
That's what these really staunch, kind of Republican right-wing figure. I don't even want to say Republican, like extremely right-wing, borderline fascist figures want, is like they just say whatever they want, stuff like that, and build up a big, hoopla around their tweets and stuff like that. That's how they gain supporters, like people that think remotely like them or something like that, or like that they're, going against the establishment. They're just different. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, jeez.
That's the other crazy thing is she's one of those free speech people.
Yeah.
Where she's like, you should be able to say whatever you want because that's your right. Except for you, Jimmy Kimmel, you can't say what you want.
Exactly.
Like, come on, get out of here.
Threats of violence against her, man. You gotta call a spade, okay? Okay, this is the last story that's about shit that's pissed us off this week. I guarantee it. The Lincoln Park thing. So there was a large plot of land in Lincoln Park, Chicago area, that was slated to be 5 condo buildings, right? Or 5 big condos. There's just supposed to be one big building, I believe, with 5 condos in it. And that's still not great if we're talking about affordable housing and things like that. But it's in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, so I'm not going to, sit here
They're
and
not
act
really
like,
concerned with affordable housing.
Exactly. But instead of those 5 condos, right, they decided to put up one $12 million mansion. And I am just kind of beside myself with the city of Chicago. And the thing is, it is Lincoln Park. But at the same time, DePaul is in Lincoln Park. You know what I mean? Like, those condos could go to someone who rents it out to a college kid. But, I mean, I'm sure the condos are going to be super nice and that wasn't going to happen anyway. But some of my friends are in the market for buying condos and stuff like that. And they're definitely not going to get these ones because now you have to have $12 million to afford this plot of land. And at least you get to own the land with that. With the condo, it's just in a building. But I don't know, man. Then that's more so... indicative of what's happening across the country around cities. You know what I mean? Is the buildup of one, single family homes that are spread out or in the suburbs or farther and farther away from city centers, or homes and condos that get bought up by companies that rent them out to people like you and me. You know what I mean? And I just want to get your thoughts on that real quick. $12 million mansion or 5 condos. What do you think, Justin?
So I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Do that shit.
And say that while this is not necessarily in the interest of the community,
okay,
being able to just like whip your dick out and say, hey, I know you were going to make 5 condos out of this place, but here's a check for $12 million. I'm buying it and I'm building my own fucking mansion is a baller move. Like you just took your nuts out, put them on the table and said, here, this is mine now.
Yeah,
look,
hell yeah. Oh, I don't know what the hope is.
We can talk about how it's like,
yeah.
We could talk about how it's like, you know, Chicago is like super expensive and this is only going to make it more expensive. But I would prefer to look at the flip side of this and say, this is just like a power move. Like this is an all-time power move.
Yeah, facts. I super agree with the power move angle. Like it's nothing but a power move. $12 million to spend on a house, that's not chump change by anybody. I mean,
and you want to know the crazy thing is that if this is probably not going to be whoever this millionaire is, this is probably, I would say with 90% certainty, not going to be his primary residence. This is not going to be where he lives. Like he probably lives in Texas or Florida or some state with no income tax. Maybe primary residence is Puerto Rico. He's probably gaming the system like that. And he's probably buying this property, building this house. He's going to live there like maybe a week out of the year. And then in like 6 or 8 years, he's going to sell it for $16 million. And he's going to recoup the initial investment and he's going to make a $4 million profit.
Good investment.
That's the type of person that would do something like this.
That's dead facts. And at the end of the day, he probably, I mean, this is a good place to live over the summer and stuff like that. Maybe like springtime, Chicago, you know, late spring. Probably goes down for the winter somewhere down south and stuff like that. But nah, fuck that guy. There are so many of those people already in Lincoln Park. But at the end of the day, like, wow, that cool. Good investment, man. Maybe we should pull together our assets and flip it. 16 million, 4 million profit.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Couple years. Couple years. We just gotta save up the money for the down payment on the loan. And then maybe we can swing it. So like maybe like 25 years?
Okay, bet. We'll plan on that.
We'll circle back to this one. I mean, shit, maybe the podcast blows up. We get a deal from Spotify, like some Joe Rogan money. And then before the construction's even done, we come in, we cut him a check for 16. We say, here's your investment, here's your recoup. And then we just build our own equal opportunity housing and just put it right in the middle of Lincoln Park and piss off all those rich people.
We're going to build the projects in Lincoln Park. Let's go. You heard it here first, people.
Say, I know you spent your retirement money on this building, but we're doing this here. And if you would no longer like to live here, we'll cut you a check too.
I'm saying, and then we take
We'll buy up the whole block. We'll become moguls, equal opportunity housing moguls. We will make no money on the housing because it needs to be equal opportunity, of course. We can never recoup that investment. But that's a sunk cost that we're just taking it on for the community.
Yeah. Well, you got to make a little profit on it. Not profit, but you got to have something to put away for maintenance of buildings and stuff like that. So we got to pull in a little bit of money, but if it's good, like Section 8 or good, you know, something like that, just got to make sure that the place is well kept. You know what I mean? Keep it lively. Where the schools at? Lincoln Park has great schools. This is going to be amazing. We're actually going to be humanitarian gods.
We'll get a Nobel Peace Prize. I can see the future right now. Obama will say that he wishes he had our vision. I think he'll end up being a partner of the company. He'll endorse us, which is going to help us accomplish more, and really just transform the city of Chicago. We're visionaries. We're young visionaries.
I agree. I super agree. It's from the young visionaries. Yeah, hit him.
One young visionary, two young visionaries, to another young visionary that is now, he's getting bullied. And we don't stand for that. But this is an interesting one because I really don't think Wiz Khalifa was getting bullied that too much. So if you're unaware, Gilly the Kid, who we were talking about $1 Million Worth of Game, and Cam Newton, that was the podcast he was making those comments on. Gilly the Kid is one of the hosts of $1 Million Worth of Game. It's a podcast that's really blown up over the past, I'd say, year and a half, primarily in hip-hop and in like the music industry. They've got all the rappers coming on doing interviews, but Gilly the Kid was coming at Wiz Khalifa earlier this week, over the weekend maybe, because Wiz Khalifa, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Wiz Khalifa is a huge mixed martial arts practitioner.
Yep.
Him and Joe Rogan bonded over that on his podcast, but he's been posting all these videos of him doing these workouts, and my man is just wearing straight compression shorts, like no shirt, no shorts over the compression shorts, like that's it. And he's posting all these videos on Instagram and stuff. So think like your Instagram thirst traps from all those models on Instagram, but Wiz Khalifa. Gilly the Kid comes out.
Come on, man.
And he jumped on Twitter.
Yeah.
And was saying, Wiz, props to you for going out here and getting your fitness in check. That's awesome. But you don't need to be out here on Instagram with your dick and your balls out for everybody to see. Like, just put some clothes on, man. And then I think he said another tweet or another Instagram post. And I guess Wiz Khalifa maybe went to Instagram and reported him for bullying. That part is speculation, not known yet. But in between the comments and Wiz coming out with a statement about it, Gilly's Instagram account at like 2.5 million followers was deactivated and deleted.
Damn.
Like just gone. No suspension, nothing. He's just out. Like, peace, see you later. And then Wiz comes out and compares what Gilly was doing to the kids that he grew up with in grade school that would make fun of him for being able to read. Which, I'm not here to say that experience didn't happen, but that doesn't really sound... It sounds kind of backwards. It sounds like, I don't know, maybe he would bully somebody for not being able to read, but that's his experience. Regardless, if he really did report him to Instagram, is Wiz Khalifa soft?
Well, yes. I think the simple answer is yes, in my opinion. But at the same time, I know that this type of stuff has to go through, it's reported and then it goes through like a manual check. You know what I mean? It's not just, someone can report someone and the account is immediately deleted or anything like that. Some of the like copyright stuff does work like that, which is shitty, but it's different than that, right? This is like internet bullying and shit. So from there, if you reported them, yeah, bro, just turn off the phone. You know what I mean? Like, cyberbullying sucks, but at the end of the day, whatever. He did report him. That went to the Instagram people, who then would be the ones to actually review it, think of him as, being a bully and stuff like that, and then removing the page, right? So I think Wiz Khalifa is soft for reporting, but I gotta believe that bro was bullying in other instances besides just this Wiz Khalifa thing to warrant it actually being taken down. And that maybe that's just me, but I think and knowing what I know, and he being the guy now that Cam Newton was talking shit on his podcast and stuff like that, I gotta believe he was on other pages saying some not so nice things, right? Okay.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like there's more to the story.
So if bro's just gonna think of Wiz Khalifa as the only strike against him from Instagram, I can't believe that would get his account fully deactivated, deleted with 2 million followers, whatever. You know what I mean? It had to be something bigger than that.
It goes a little bit deeper than that, because Wiz posted a picture targeted at Gilly, with like basically like a subtweet caption saying not responsible for your childhood trauma. And then Gilly commented going on it, childhood drama, man, put your drawers on. Like, put some fucking clothes on. And then then I guess went a little bit further, but it just, I feel that's not bullying, dude. That's just like, it's shit talk, and it's just telling you to stop prancing around in your underwear on Instagram, which Instagram has kind of become that.
Okay.
But it's not like...
You said that. That's real. That's super real.
Which it is real, but it's not like... You shouldn't delete somebody's Instagram over that. If you want to throw them a light suspension, okay, I get it. Like, I don't agree with it. It's just shit talk. But at the same time,
that's the thing is, like, the full deletion is what, is kind of wild to me. Like, why is it getting fully deleted if it's just a little back and forth with Wiz? You know what I mean?
It's a step too far. Like, if they were just having this conversation in person, I think the same conversation would happen in person as would happen on Instagram comments. It's like the whole deplatforming aspect of it. If this just would have been beef, it just would have been beef. But now they went and they deleted his entire Instagram account, and now it's a whole thing. So I think, number one, not bullying. It's just shit talk. It's just two guys shit talking. If I'm Wiz, I probably wouldn't be posting videos like that in the first place, so I'm not having that action come at me. If I'm Gilly, yes, of course I'm gonna talk that shit, because you talked that shit and then Wiz came back at you, so the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna talk that shit right back.
Okay. That's so real. Yeah.
It's just, Wiz, I think, is getting a little soft. I think that's a hyper reaction. It's a little too much. But I think Instagram as a whole is getting soft as well, and I think Instagram is softer than Wiz is.
I agree with that, and that's what I'm saying is I think it had to go through someone at Instagram to actually get to a deletion of the account, right? So at that point, someone at Instagram, maybe Wiz has like real clout with Instagram employees, you know what I mean, with the mods on that stuff, and he was like, nah, just take his stuff down, call it a day. But even
I think it was What if it was just some Instagram employee? Like, I'm picturing some kid who's like maybe 28. They've probably got like a hybrid of purple and green hair. Okay. In some sort of haircut that looks like they tried to get it styled like to a specific cut, but it grew out and now it just looks a little off. Like, it makes their face look crooked. They wear cargo shorts, and they might even be rocking like the old, the old wallet chain where you hook it to your belt loop. Yeah. Like, they got that action going. Let's go. And I think they're wearing some like Etnies or some like DC skate shoes that.
You brought the Etnies out, okay? All right.
they're probably like maybe some 2009 joints that they've been wearing for way too long. And
where's this going?
they might have a lip ring as well, and they might actually have two. This person thought they were doing God's work. They thought they were doing a service to society, and they've probably never been called a mean word in their life, but they thought that the Jimmy John's order taker was insulting them when they asked, do you really want extra mayo on this sandwich? And I think that type of person is the person that would see what is going on with Wiz and Gilly right now. And I think that's the type of person that would label this bullying. And to bring it roundabout.
That's such a specific description. Okay, all right. Yeah,
to bring it roundabout.
Yeah, do that.
I think that's the type of person that's running these bullying account deletions. And I'm just hoping that maybe an executive that has a little bit more life experience and has actually been bullied in their life gave this employee a stern talking to afterwards and said, look, your life isn't that hard. Your parents make 7 figures a year and they paid for your whole tuition. Those tweets about college debt and the loans that you don't have, nobody cares. You're driving a C-Class Mercedes that you don't have to make loan payments on.
Oh my God. You're going to meet this person one day. They're going to be like, I heard your podcast.
They're going to sound just like that.
I know. All right. Well, shit. Is there any hope for his Instagram to come back? Or do we think it's like, it is deleted?
I think he started another one. So we'll see if it comes back. I did see he
started another one, yeah. But okay. Wow. That's crazy, man.
Talk about a tangent, huh?
Yeah, right. I don't even know where to go from there. Oh, wait. Other rap beef. So from there, we got Blueface and the return of Super Hot Fire. Yo. I feel like this guy's been lying in wait on the internet. Wherever, like, internet memes go to die, he was there with fire under his belly waiting till he could get back at someone, honestly, with equal talent. I'd say. Take it over, bro.
That's why I think this is so on point.
Boom.
Because Super Hot Fire might be a better rapper than Blueface.
The best
like
line.
Blueface has more clout, like way more clout. He's got a record deal, all this shit. But as far as like lyrical skills, they're on par.
That's the real thing. And even the way he raps, like kind of the off, cadence, rhyme schemes, and the not rhyming all the time in general, like but honestly, Super Hot Fire actually came through with probably more rhymes than he did in a lot of the other rap battles from years ago. Favorite line being shoot the shot, damn I missed it, psych I swished it, bro, and the crowd goes wild. Hey, this is work of art. This is internet high art, in my opinion.
That made the video for me. I was a little disappointed with it until it got to that point. And I was like, okay. I kind of wish they would have let Blueface like actually go when he started to spit the bar that he had. Because the bar he was trying to spit sounded like it may have been like possibly the best line that he's wrote, or the best like 4-line verse that he's wrote.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed. I'll leave it at that.
Really? That you were thoroughly impressed with Blueface or the video overall?
Both.
Bet. No, I think I don't know. I don't think I could be impressed with Blueface at any point. I don't think I've ever been impressed by Blueface. I liked pretty much all the singles and songs that I heard from him thus far, but impressed is not the word I would use to describe Blueface, to say the least. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm saying I was impressed by this, because I feel the same way about him as like a musician or like a lyricist.
Yeah.
I mean, he has some bangers.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being able to put out bangers and being a talented lyricist and a talented rapper. You know what I mean?
Yes. I super agree with that. Hey, man. Blueface is honestly on top of the world. And I think he's not on top of the world, but like in his bag these days. I like when rappers can come up, whether it be off good songs, bad songs, hits, no hits, and then kind of find their lane within the game. You know what I mean? I think that is what Blueface did. People think of him a little bit as a joke, but he takes himself and his life a little bit as a joke. You know what I mean? Like, he's not too serious, not afraid to be, to make fun of himself, Gotta love that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta respect him. He's come up, he got a record deal, he's making a shit ton of money.
You would hope.
I mean, Huh?
I said you would hope he's making a lot of money. I actually don't know what Blueface nets per year after everything.
That's true.
Earnings before taxes.
He could be blowing all his money on tattoos and chains. Who knows? The psych, I swish that. Good line.
Yeah.
The red light I go, green light I stop. I drink soda, but I still pop.
Bang.
Killer.
Super hot.
Like, I need him. I know he's been doing all these videos. These videos are funny. I need him to actually get in the studio with like Kenny Beats or Murda or somebody and actually make a song.
He would make such a good Kenny Beats, like the Cave episode. You seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would make such a good episode for that. Like Zach Fox's episode where they did I Got Depression, stuff like that. Like, I guarantee he could make Super Hot Fire or something crazy, something super hot. You know what I mean?
Dude, I didn't know, because Super Hot did a video in 2021 where he did like a battle rap with DaBaby, and I had never seen it before until the Blueface one popped up, and then I saw that one on YouTube too. But for some reason, I would feel like the Baby one would have gotten much better like press and would have popped off on the internet than this Blueface one.
That sounds familiar to me, but I can't say if I've seen it either. But I'll have to check it out after this. Shit. I think we made it to that time, man. Honestly, we're at a good like time in the podcast too. You know what I mean? I think we're actually on schedule, maybe for once ever. We're professionals.
It's because we're
the UKNO
professionals.
podcast. I'm saying. Let's go.
You know we're professionals. Come on.
And this is the most professional part of the podcast here where we move on to the 3x3.
Tree by tree.
What's up first?
Smoke a tree in a tree with your tree.
All right. Cop or drop? What are we looking at here?
Cop or drop? We'll start off with an Air Force One. Everybody loves a nice Air Force One. But to be honest with you, I don't know if I like these. And I'm going to give you the specific shoe, because I realize that this is a very visual aspect of the podcast, and we're now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts again, because we're professionals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we taking this out, or should we leave it in this one?
No, we're gonna leave it in. I'm gonna give them the exact shoe.
Hit that.
I am going to give you a sneakerhead's description of this shoe. Identify the key aspects of what makes this shoe coppable or droppable.
Okay.
And then we're also gonna give you the name of the shoe. Exactly. We're trying to create ASMR for sneakerheads. And if you really want that visual, ASMR just isn't your thing. You need to see it in action. We're going to give you the shoe. You can pull it up on Google and follow along with us. So first, we are going to start off with an Air Force One High, courtesy of collaboration with Billie Eilish. She did a collab with Nike in 2020 and released a Jordan 1 AJKO and a Jordan 14, both at the same time. AJKO was in like this little Volt lime green. The 14 was in a kind of like a champagne beige. Both fire shoes. Unfortunately, I can't really say the same about this Billie Eilish Nike Air Force One High. It is what looks like a muted pink colorway across the whole shoe. No contrast, just a muted pink beige colorway.
It's like it's like a beige pink kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's I guess the way to describe this is if they made Air Force One highs for grandparents. So like when you reach that age where it's difficult for you to tie shoelaces, but you still want to wear Air Force Ones, this is the shoe for you. So it's a suede, it looks like suede at least, over the whole shoe. You still have your traditional laces. If your fingers do function, you can tie knots. That's completely still an option. But then you've got 5 Velcro straps across the entire shoe for, when you reach that age where your fingers don't have that dexterity. According to nicekicks.com, the official colorway is mushroom. So we have that going for us too.
Okay. All right.
But it's not a shoe for me. It's a hard drop. I understand. I respect like the breaking the mold that she was trying to do, but we just missed the target by like a mile. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the thing is, I don't understand why they have 5 Velcro straps and the laces. You know what I mean? It's like if they just had the Velcro straps, it honestly would feel very like kind of Billie Eilish, Marty McFly crossover. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it just kind of straps up and it's like a little futuristic. If you've been a long time listener to the podcast, you know I don't fuck with the suede shoes. I can't do anything in this. This is whack. It's gonna get whack from the first wear, and that is what it is. If they got rid of the laces and kept just the Velcro straps, it would still be a drop for me. This is definitely a double drop.
Yeah, I mean, I get where she's coming from. The traditional Air Force One high, they do release that with a strap on the top. So
Yeah.
I understand the respect to the Air Force One heritage, so to say. It just missed the mark. It's not a shoe that I'm impressed with, not a shoe that I'm hyped about. I don't think it'll do well resale.
Damn.
It's a drop.
And there's much more to it at that point. That's damn.
If for some reason you're interested in this shoe, I believe it's coming out the last week of April. So mark your calendars if you don't have taste in sneakers.
Damn, coming at William Eyelash like that. That's crazy.
You know, she hit hard with her first 2 releases, but you know, you're only as good as your latest project.
Bang. Say that. All right, what's the next latest?
So, from one Nike collab to a Jordan collab, Union out of LA. Loves to do collabs with Nike and with Jordan. They just released the Union Dunks. Had a nice 3 colorway drop there. Your boy was lucky enough to pick up a pair of the Royal Purples Fire shoe. And they are releasing in 2 colorways a Jordan 2 collab. So these are the Union Air Jordan 2s, available in a rattan and a gray fog colorway. I'm a big fan of both of these.
Okay.
The rattan is like a pink with a little bit of yellow, an interesting like Union tag on the side. The blue the gray fog is a blue and gray colorway. Both equally fire. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of Jordan 2s in general. I think just the shoe in general isn't a really attractive shoe, but I will say these 2 colorways I am actually a fan of. I like the little pieces that they did, the tags on the outside of it'll be on the outer right and left of the shoe. The colorways I think are just, it's a good colorway. It's subtle accents with a solid base color. Some suede. Looks like primarily fabric, not a lot of leather on there. I'm a big fan. These are, if I can get my hands on them, I will. But what are you thinking?
Wait, what did you say they were?
These are cop for me.
I just love hearing it. These are cool. They're interesting. They kind of look like, Star Wars Episode 1, like the prequel series where they went to Anakin's home planet and shit. Like the Star Wars prequel series where they went to Anakin's home planet on like the very first movie, like with Jar Jar Binks and shit. But these look like they're off of Anakin's home planet type shit. You know what I mean? Kind of like gray.
I can see that.
They're similar color to the William Eyelash shoes, honestly. At least that's
with the rattan
color.
Rattan.
Yeah, whatever you call. Yeah, that colorway at least. A little spacey, like the bottom part. It's a pretty thick heel or thick sole there. I don't know. I don't know if I would cop these just because they're kind of a weird looking shoe. You know what I mean? But as you look at them from all angles, they do look cool. So I would never hate on anybody for copping these. But these are probably a drop for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on, man.
But they're all right.
Yeah,
I like the tag.
In general, I'm not a huge fan of Jordan 2s. 2021 is going to be a year of the Jordan 2. Union is doing a collab on the 2. Imam Munir is doing a collab on the Jordan 2. There was another one that we covered a couple episodes ago that's another big collab. So for whatever reason, Jordan is pushing these 2s heavy. I will say the pink rattan colorway I like a little bit more than the gray fog. I think the gray fog with that blue, it's just kind of looks a little bit more basic, and with the rattan, it's a little bit more poppy. It's not as kind of run-of-the-mill color.
Yeah. All right. Fuck yeah. Well, it's a drop for me, but I fuck with you on the shoe. It's a cool shoe. You know what I mean?
And for those of you out there interested, these are dropping this week on Friday the 15th. So you'll be listening to this on Thursday. Go peep the release. It'll be on Union's website. They'll probably drop on sneakers probably in about a week, maybe 2. So, speaking of sneakers, we have a Jordan 7 that is dropping on the sneakers app and probably at all your Foot Lockers, your Hibbett, all the foot sites are getting these as well. This is the sapphire colorway of the Jordan 7. Kind of a light faded violet for the primary color. Got some nice nubuck leather, some mesh on there, a nice purple royal blue kind of tongue for the accent. I like the color. Big fan of the colorway in general. But it's a drop for me specifically because it's a 7. 7s, they're just not a comfortable shoe.
Damn.
I've never been able to get a pair of 7s that I enjoy wearing. It's a very attractive shoe. I like the way it looks. And if I was going to buy a shoe just to put it on a pedestal, this might be a shoe I would buy. But unfortunately, I like to wear my shoes. And because of that, it's a drop for me.
That makes a lot of sense. Now that you say it like that, I can totally see that. I was expecting this to be a definite cop for you. I mean, this week's shoes have all been kind of a similar color palette. You know what I mean? Kind of the pinkish, tan, beige kind of area that they all live in. This one has the purple and pink accents on it. Those look kind of nice, you know what I mean? And I can't remember if I've ever worn Jordan 7s in my life, so I'm not sure if I even have any good opinions on the comfort of them. So with that being said, since I have no clue what putting my foot in this would be like, it's a cop for me, man. This is a cool like mix of colors, you know what I mean?
The colorway for sure. This is a fire colorway.
Yeah, and I mean I like it. It looks kind of futuristic with the mesh in there and stuff.
Yeah, man. They're doing. I was watching on the sneakers app. They did like a live stream previewing what the summer releases are going to be. And there's a Jordan 5 colorway that's coming out sometime this summer. I think towards the end of the summer, like June, July. That's very similar to this, like kind of a muted light pink. Heater of a shoe. Absolutely fire shoe. That one's on my radar. I love this colorway. I just wish it wasn't a 7. I can't wear them for whatever reason. They just don't fit my foot. So for me, it's a drop.
There it is. Shout out. This is a good copper drop week. It was like shoes that were all in the same kind of, vibe color wise, but very different on each shoe. You know,
we had a good feel.
And all Nike, right? Or I guess
there was a
Jordan
theme.
is like kind of Nike.
And if you listen to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, let us know if that was an enjoyable ASMR, or if it wasn't, keep your hating ass comments to yourself.
That's what I need. And we made it to the next part. Top 3.
Top 3. We got the podium.
Boom. This week, top 3 consists of top 3 remixes. And this is going to be remixes in general. So, man, that's such a broad topic. But I guess all of our topics are pretty... It's a wide open topic. Yeah, intentionally broad to an extent. But wide the fuck open. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
I'm going to let you lead off. This was your subject, your topic, your theme. And I feel like you got some heaters.
I got quite a few remixes that I had in mind here. And I know my last one. My first one, I think I'm going to have to go with A$AP Ferg, the Work remix. That shit was bumping back in, whenever it came out. What was that, 2016, 15, 16, somewhere around there?Maybe even before that. Probably was before that. Probably before like 13, 14. But fire, thumper, absolute thumper.
He has a lot of podium-worthy remixes.
Oh, yeah.
He is, like, I love Ferg. He puts out a lot of good music. But for some reason, the remixes of his songs always hit so much harder than the original versions of the song. I don't know why. But it's just, like, that one, not to tip picks. It's not one I'm going to take. You already took a Ferg song, so I don't think you're going to take this one. But New Level remix, heater.
Oh.
Like, next level.
Wait, is that your pick right now?
I'm not taking it.
Okay.
But I was just saying, I don't want to tip picks, but you already took a Ferg song. I feel like you're not going to double up on that.
No.
So I felt like I felt safe putting it out there.
Actually, all three of mine are A$AP Ferg songs.
Well, fuck.
All right, bet. What you got?
We're going to go with a more recent remix. And I'm going to take it to Lil Nas X Old Town Road remix with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay.
And the reason I'm taking it, the original version of the song was still good, but Billy Ray Cyrus took this from a song that was like getting a little bit of steam to like blowing Lil Nas X's career the fuck up. Like he went from somebody with a song that was getting a little bit of traction to like being played on every single radio station everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like that overnight.
Oh, yeah. And with the Lil Nas X thing, they were saying it was all pretty much planned out. Like, they kind of knew what they wanted to do, but the big curveball was Billy Ray Cyrus hopping in and being like, yeah, I'm going to be on it now. You know what I mean? Like, nobody could have predicted that. That shit was so fire. And that's a good pick. Yeah, that's a good-ass pick. For my second one here, I wanted to squeeze in an EDM remix, but I'm just running out of time. So we only have 3. You know what I mean? So I have to go Chief Keef, the Don't Like remix that had Pusha T, Kanye, like all that stuff on it, all those verses. That shit was crazy. When it first came out, Kanye hopping on Chief Keef, it was like, wow.
Chief Keef is another one where his originals went hard, but the remixes just took the songs to another level.
It's a little of both. I mean, like, there are a lot of Chief Keef originals that just can't be topped or that don't have remixes, but then, like, the Don't Like remix, of course, like, it had all the best parts. Maybe that's the thing. The remix usually has all the best parts of the original and then just new, better verses and stuff like that.
They're just trimming the fat and added some extra meat.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
All right, you hinted at it. For me personally, the remixes category is heavy for EDM, like super heavy.
Of course.
And I need to squeeze in a Skrillex song in here because when you think EDM remixes, he comes to the top of the chart.
Of course. Okay.
And I'm between 2. And I'm going to go with the more mainstream one. I'm going to go the Skrillex Humble remix. Skrillex, Kendrick Lamar. It's a banger. I was between one and another. The other one is an easy honorable mention, but I don't know, man. The Humble remix is just fresher in my mind, and it hits hard every time.
Definitely more recent. What was the other one? What was the honorable mention?
The Levels remix. I love the Levels remix.
Okay. The last one.
I hate it here.
So my last remix is the Ignition remix by R. Kelly, because no matter what R. Kelly will do.
We disavow his actions.
We disavow R. Kelly's actions, but we're separating the art from the artist on this one. Nobody's ever heard the original Ignition. You know what I mean? You haven't heard it, have you? That's the best remix of all time. Like, the original Ignition has been wiped from the face of the earth, and the Ignition remix is all we get. So, no matter what R. Kelly has done, it's on the list, man. It's top 3.
That's the top 3. That's a draft or a top 3 hack. That's a hack right there.
Yeah.
You gamed the system. You knew you had a first round pick that nobody else was going to think about.
Save that.
Got it. You got it third round. Okay. God, fuck. It's hard to follow that one up. Okay. We're going to go with, it's a remix.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily what you would think of in the traditional sense of a remix. Because it's not like just adding an extra verse or an extra artist. It's a completely new song under the same instrumental. I'm going Green and Yellow a la Lil Wayne, remixing the Wiz Khalifa Black and Yellow. What makes it here for me is the context around the two songs. The Steelers were playing the Packers in the Super Bowl. Wiz had just dropped Black and Yellow. Wayne comes out of nowhere. I think the majority of the world didn't even know that he was a Packers fan at that point. And he just comes from the clouds and just drops a Green and Yellow remix on there. Just wild. Circumstances all together, that's an honorable pick for me.
Hell yeah. No, I like that. I don't like the Packers. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but at the same time, I gotta respect a good Lil Wayne remix. You know what I mean? That wasn't on any of the No Ceilings, was it? Or it was just a one-off?
No, that was just like out of nowhere.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Good top 3. Let's go.
We rolling, baby. We rolling.
And it's time you've all been waiting for. It's the playlist. Let's go.
Motherfucking playlist.
All right. So I went first.
It's
What
the
you got?
playlist.
So I went first. Okay. What you got?
We already talked about this man earlier today. New music from Jack White just released last week. We talked a little bit about how he hasn't really gotten the pop that he got when he was with the White Stripes. This song that he released took me back to the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, all of those tracks. This sounded like a White Stripes song to me. In his guitar work, his vocals, absolutely heater of a song. And it took me back to like 2010, 2008 White Stripes songs.
Hell
and
yeah.
I loved it. So this is Jack White's latest single, What's the Trick?
Two gentlemen of elegant appearance in a state of prostitute. I give them coffee-colored crystals. That'll change their attitude. I'm using...
Whoa. We definitely hopped in the verse there, but yeah, that shit is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
from the vocals to the guitar, like the way everything is delivered, that shit is cool. I like that.
Yeah, the synths and the effects that he puts on the guitar, I don't think anybody has done what he's done on a guitar since like Tom Morello, with like the synths and the effects and like tweaking everything.
Yeah, dude, I super agree. Like he's a mixture of the Jimi Hendrix style, playing as he was doing, on the national anthem and stuff like that, and then you're exactly right, the Tom Morello messing with the pedals and his everything to do with the guitar. Like that's big ups to him.
Okay.
Jack White's really doing the thing. All right, I'm gonna go to my first one here, and I'm gonna go with A$AP Rocky. I feel like it's every other week I'm putting A$AP Rocky on the list, but this is technically an A$AP Ant and A$AP Rocky song. It's called The God Hour, just released, and it is a trippy ass video. You should look it up after this or pause the video, and it's also on YouTube, so go look it up. And it's just they take you through basically an acid trip of them, and it's wild.
More or less trippy than the LSD video.
You could tell they didn't spend as much money on it as the LSD video, so less trippy. But that's a high standard to live up to. You know what I mean? It's definitely very cool, not that innovative. You know what I mean? But this is A$AP and A$AP Rocky, The God Hour. And I didn't even get any of the part with the verse on it. Nailed it. But yeah, it's like a very spacey kind of beat.
Can you hear me?
Like, yes.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
You good?
God, I'm fucking with the mute because of the.
So now you're muted. No, you're still muted.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God, now they're barking again. God damn it.
I don't think it's the biggest. They're not that loud, I don't think. They might be.
All right, we're back. We're back. We'll see if they bark again.
Shout out the dog. Is that Brooks and Kilo going nuts?
Nah, just Kilo and Bailey right now.
Kilo and
They just
Bailey.
popping
Shout out
off.
Bills. All right.
Talking that mad shit.
Your next song, sir.
Let's see where we're going next. We're going Schoolboy Q, song courtesy of your boy J Bags. J Bags, if you're hearing this, thank you for finally listening to the podcast. I appreciate it.
Shout out.
This is a new single from Schoolboy Q called Soccer Dad. Very interesting instrumental. I mean, I haven't heard a new Schoolboy song in a minute. He's been real quiet. And I'm just a big fan. The instrumental is really good. The lyrics are pretty good. But really, it's the instrumental in this one for me. So this is Schoolboy Q and Soccer Dad.
Groovy, no face killer that let her smile. They wonder how my
my business is still around. I got a half a ticket parked out cricket, they wonder how.
Crazy. He like flowing. I'm trying to think of who he sounds like. It's very like Tyler. I feel like he's been hanging out with Tyler a lot. You know?
Yeah. And I'm a sucker for like any instrumental with actual instruments.
Yeah.
With horns and like snare drums, like where it sounds like he was recording it with the instruments in the same room.
Facts.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
And this one really hits home on that one.
Hell yeah. No, I super agree with that. That shit is crazy. Hell yeah. All right. My next one, I am going to go away from the rap just for a minute here and go to my second song, Yamei. I assume that's how you pronounce it. It's Yameii. Yamei or Yami?
Your guess
Yamei?
is as good as mine.
Yeah. So this song is called Heartless. It's definitely hyperpop. Do you fuck with hyperpop?
What is hyperpop? Define hyperpop.
It's usually like sped up. It's like pop music, right? So very synthesized, very like auto-tuned, sped up, and then bass boosted typically. And I don't know. It's a younger genre. It's very
like,
TikTok.
Like house versus club.
Yeah.
Because I feel like club music, if you even can call club music like a genre, is gonna have a higher BPM than your typical like house track.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I feel that. It is very like club vibe. It's definitely made to be enjoyed live. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it, especially this song, in the headphones and stuff like that too. So this is Yame, whatever, Heartless. And all these songs are so fucking short. Like, this is a 1.5-minute song, less than that. But it's literally like you took a song that was, you know, meant to be however much slower and just sped it up. You know what I mean?
It had like almost like what's the group? Fucking 1,000 Gex.
Oh, yeah, 100
like,
Gex.
It had like a little like 1,000 Gex sound to it. I don't know how to describe it. It's like...
It's very 100 Gex vibe. I don't know. I think they're considered hyperpop too. Some of their stuff is like much more wild. I don't know. But one thing I even wanted to
when you tune and like tune the vocals where it like has a higher pitch and it sounds like almost a little robotic.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Very 100 Gex vibes. But what I want to try here actually is I'm gonna slow it down and I want to see what it sounds like just slowed down like as much as I can do it right here. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know, same vibe, but but yeah, that is Yame Heartless.
Yame?
Yame?
Y'all know what I mean, Yame?
Yame? All right, what you got?
We going Eric Doa, one word, Ericdoa.
Mr. Doa.
This is his single Lifeline. It's an interesting track. It's like kind of pop, kind of hip hop. Almost has like a little 24K Golden feel to it, just a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Eric Doa, Lifeline.
I don't mean to be deceiving, but it's like every single time I try to walk in a straight line, I end up falling right back in a place where I waste time.
Hell yeah, very like poppy. I love the 4 on the floor. This is a little faster one too. Like it's a vibe.
His vocals remind me of 24K, like 24K.
Yeah,
and,
no, I hear that.
The beat almost has like a Tay Verde. Do you know him?
No, I don't think I know him, but okay.
He has the one song Drugs. He's got
Sweet.
a couple others that are like kind of a little popping off on like TikTok and stuff.
Okay.
But he has a very like poppy, almost tropical feel on some of his shit. Very, very Cali. Very Cali.
Cali, very springtime. Like, yeah, that's awesome. I like that one a lot, the Eric Doe vibe. Lifeline. Shit. All right, man. Well, what we got going on? Is there anything that we need to announce to the people? So we're still releasing on Thursdays these days for another couple months here, a month or so.
Yep.
More Than a Garnish Season 1 coming up. Check the cooking show soon. It's still going to be another couple weeks before we actually start releasing that, so don't worry. We'll keep you updated. Anything on your end?
I mean, we got sleeve swaps in the works.
Show it off. Show it off.
We're gonna have more of those coming out. And
Show it off. What's it looking like?
In the
yeah.
We just got one on. Dust your shoulders off a little bit. But we're gonna keep making more of these. Get a little catalog together, and then hopefully in the near future we'll have a website where you guys can put in some orders for this, do some custom work. But other than that, we just keeping it moving with the podcast. We got the playlists updated periodically. We also started a archive playlist that is going to be yearly. So it's all the songs that are on the playlist for the whole calendar year. So go add that one too. Links are in my bio. They'll be on the YouTube video description. So go check it out.
Yes, sir. And with that, this is Mike Watts.
It's your boy Jay Kraft.
And now you know.
Now you know. Yeah. So don't forget.
See you next week.
Peace.